love it.
I guess it's a good thing that we kept you along.
I guess it's a good thing I didn't clunk you over the side of my head with my walking stick.
Like to see you try.
Oh, you do not know who you are dealing with, young one. As he waves his walking stick at her.
Garn starts to leave the abbey and starts walking, whistling hi-ho as he goes, axe slung over his shoulder.
Alright, so you guys start to head out of the abbey. You make it through the gate. You're in the outer edge of Elwyn Forest, and you start to travel along the road, which, as you can see here, towards the top of where Northshire Abbey is. You make it through the gate. You start to walk down, and you notice that there's quite a few wolves running around, attacking rabbits. The rabbits are popping out of their holes, and it seems like as far as you can just see tons of wolves. Probably, I'd say you see at least a good 30 to 40 wolves just running around attacking rabbits and dragging them back off into the mountainsides. But you eventually make your way to Goldshire. And as you reach Goldshire, you can actually see that, you can see the Lion's Pride Inn. You can see a group of 6 children running around, and I actually have a handout for these children. These may be familiar to you if you are a World of Warcraft player. But there you go, and you can hear them yelling and screaming and having a good time with one another, and you can hear that their names are Cameron, Jose, John, Aaron, Lisa, and Dana. And you also see that there's a small military contingency that's right outside of what appears to be the smithy, and you can see plumes of smoke coming from not only the inn there, but you can see actually a really dark smoke coming out of the smithy as well. So you guys are in Goldshire. Lots of people. There's actually quite a few people standing around with their sort of like their family tribute banners stuck into the ground, and you can see other soldiers sparring with one another as well, sort of like dueling. You know how you walk into Goldshire, sort of like funny. You see, how you walk into Goldshire, there's like 1,000 people frickin' dueling and stuff. So this is basically what you see. Lots of people sparring around you, and smoke coming out of the inn. You can smell something smells really good as well, and it starts to make you hungry a little bit. And then you find what appears to be what looks to be an honorable it looks like probably a Marshal Dughan, and he's standing right outside of the smithy, right below the stairs actually. And he has actually this is what he looks like. I have another handout for you. I'm so nerdy with these handouts. I think you'll really like this handout. So here's Marshal Dughan. He actually has a question mark over his head.
He's as puzzled as I am.
As you can see, he's standing right in front of the smithy, and he's got several other guards around him, and there you go.
I think he seems like the type of guy that doesn't know where the smithy is. I will not be talking with that man.
Garn will just walk straight up to Marshal Dughan, give him a little salute. Marshal Dughan, I presume we're recruits from Northshire Abbey. We heard you're having some trouble.
Yeah, he snaps to attention. He says, "Glory to the Alliance to you."
Or Casmodan.
You know how you click on one of the Alliance guards and they'll say something like "Glory to the Alliance" or "For the Alliance" or something. So that's what he did when you selected him and went up to talk to him. He said, "Glory for the Alliance." Sorry to interrupt.
We give him a slight bow and we continue.
You do the old slash bow to him. Very good.
For shadows and honor.
Yeah. For the Horde.
I give him the thumbs up and say, "What's up, buddy?"
He kind of looks over He looks over the pack, and he says, welcome to Goldshire, my friends. How's old McBride doing these days? Which McBride was Marshal McBride back at the Abbey.
He was in good health when we left this morning. We've cured his problem with local theft. He sent us up here to take care of a problem for you.
Ah, there was a theft problem in the Abbey? Wow, that's a rare occurrence.
Not anymore.
Well, that's good to hear. This is, well, anyways, the reason why you're here is this. I have a Merlock problem to the east, out in the Stone Cairn Lake. These Merlocks have moved right on in and are now hampering the production of our Eastvale logging company, the Eastvale logging camp. And I just can't have that happening under my watch. And this is going to be perfect training for you because all of my troops are out in Westfall right now, and we're dealing with some Defiance Brotherhood problems. So this is definitely going to be pretty good training for you to get you ready to. I assume you're going to the Black Rock Mountains with the rest of your company. So you guys will be on the front line. Oh, this is perfect training for you then.
We will be heading there after our training is finished.
Once we finish with this laundry list, we will definitely be joining the fight.
Laundry list.
And a laundry list it certainly feels for talents that I have.
Garn spits in the ground at the mention of Merlocks.
So he tells you, take care of it's starting to be middle morning, sort of like brunch time. He tells you that the Stone Cairn Lake is to the east, which you can actually see on the map. It's close to the logging camp. And basically what they're using the logging camp for is the Stormwind Army is using it to build a lot of siege engines. A lot of, rams, a lot of, trebuchet type, a lot of ballistas for the offensive in Black Rock Mountain. So they're not assembling them here, but they're basically putting these together in the Eastvale lot. One of the places there's creating these and shipping them off to the mountains. So the Eastvale logging camp at this point is definitely an important area. It's definitely an important position for the Stormwind Army, and that's why you guys are being dispatched over that way, because there's no military presence anymore, hardly any. I mean, there's a couple guys dueling and sparring in Goldshire, but it seems like they never leave. I just cracked myself up with this. All I remember is just walking into Goldshire. I'm like, what in the hell? And my son was always there in Goldshire dueling everybody, wanting to give people 50 gold if they could beat him and stuff. It was just crazy stuff. So, all right, so you guys have an assignment. You need to go to Stone Cairn Lake. Marshal Dughan also tells you that you can also go and see Thomas over in the Lion's Pride Inn. Grab you some lunch before your journey, or you can eat when you get back, because those pesky Merlocks, they shouldn't take too long to dispose of.
You are tempting Vixen with a
right.
delicious lunch, and he will find it hard to resist, though he hates Merlocks just as much.
Sanders, as soon as I got across the river,
Grabica would love to stop for lunch and
Grabica,
wake up.
I love it. Sorry. She changed her name from Grabic
There's
to
no
Grabica.
rush. They'll still be there after we're done eating.
So you guys head into the Lion's Pride. This is definitely where the smell is coming from. And you guys take a seat at the little bar, and Thomas greets you and says he hasn't seen you around here before. He says, what can I get for you? And then he says, better yet, how about, and he starts to take a big spoon and starts dipping it into what appears to be a very hot kettle. It's steamy. You can hear it boop, like a boil. And he takes a big spoon and slops it down into a bowl, and he goes, "Here, Goldshire stew." He goes, "On the house," because he sees that you're all, representing the Stormwind Army, and he goes, "Stormwind Army eats for free today," and he throws down, a nice big piece of bread, a nice big wheel of Dalaran cheese, and a nice big bowl of his famous award-winning Goldshire stew. And he's really talking this stew up, and he's just kind of watching you. He's waiting for you to eat it. "Let me know how it tastes," he says.
Tell me, how tall is this bar?
How tall is the bar?
How tall is it?
It's definitely human size. You're gonna need you might need a little hand getting up there.
Okay. Hey,
Sanders, that
big
would
guy.
kill them. As soon as they cross the
there is something
river,
you can help me with.
the
There
whole
is something I would like.
the whole zone
A
of
box.
Darkshire would aggro them and kill them. It would be awesome. As soon as they swam
that
across
too.
that river, man, got across that
Quick.
zone line,
We
aggro,
short people
dead.
need boxes.
done. End of game.
Surely this establishment has many a fine boxes.
"Oh, yes, I can help you out, big guy." And he goes and he gets like a child, like one of those little child booster seats, and he
Big
sets
guy.
it on there, and he taps on it, and he goes, "Here, we'll get you up there." And he goes to pick you up. He goes, "I can help you up if you want."
Big guy, you calling me fat?
So he picks you up and he sets you down in the seat, and he fastens the little buckle for you as well, so you don't fall out.
Oh, somebody's gonna know what percussion in their bed tonight. I will not be treated like some common child.
I'll grab,
Team rises
little
from
man
Gar's
there.
head.
I'll grab a bowl of the stew and I'll have a mug of mead as well, please.
Good
No.
sir.
Yes.
I heard rumors that you might have these wonderful wings available at your here establishment. I don't suppose we could get some of those ordered up.
Absolutely. How would
But
you
we're
like
all
these
out.
wings? We definitely have some. We have some rock wings, that's for sure. Remember those rocks that you fought out in the desert and stuff? Those ROC rocks. We've got plenty of rock wings
They'll be
available.
massive.
Yeah. So it's like when you watch the Flintstones. You pull out the big brawn and it
Bronto
kind of tips over the car. Well, he brings this like platter of wings out, and there's like 3 or 4 wings on this, and it's literally about 2.5 to 3 feet tall, and there's just several wings. And he goes, "There you go. There's your rocks." And he puts out several different sauces as well. And he goes, "Enjoy."
I love it when my food's large enough that if I whack the halfling, he'll fall over. That's some good grub.
I am no halfling, child. I am a gnome. One of the mightiest you will ever see.
The rock wings. Oh my gosh.
We
Excuse
will
me.
rock you.
All right.
Excuse me, good bartender. I was hoping you might have something
Oh, please,
called...
just call me Thomas. Call me Thomas, please.
Very well,
Thomas, I want dwarven ale with my rock.
And you get it. If that's what you want, that's what you get. And he goes and grabs a nice pint-sized mug and just fills it up. He's got several barrels up on the wall. And he gets you the best that he has. The best dwarven mead that you can drink. Very sweet tasting. Goes well with those
So-
rock wings.
Sir Thomas of Goldshire, I have a request. Do you have any spiced wine?
We have some Elvish wine. Sure.
This will do.
Are you going to be able to handle that, big guy? He
Are
gets
you calling me fat?
I'm not calling you fat, big guy. I'm just calling you big guy.
Oh, I wave my stick at him. It's like, you be careful there, sonny. I would
Don't
very
mind
much
my
love
friend
this
here,
olive
Thomas.
wine.
No need for violence. No need for violence. This is great, guys.
It just so happens that I happen to like your stew, good sir. Otherwise, you might be having the pigtail when you wake up.
Oh, I've won many contests. I've won the best stew contest in Stormwind for the last 10 years.
testament to how delicious this is. I would love a bowl of your stew and some of your elven wine. Chop chop.
He gets you some elven wine.
Ah, lovely.
Garn's going to have a little kind of glance about the inn and just have a look at who's in, see if there's anybody of note.
Mostly military types. The kids come in, run around a couple times, and Thomas basically shoos them off. Says, "Get out of here, kids!" Throws like a dollar and cheese wheel at them. "Get out of here!"
There look like there's any other military types here that I might excuse myself from my present company and maybe garner some information from?
They're pretty intoxicated. I mean, you could probably try, but it doesn't seem like they would provide any useful information.
Do you need help waking them up? I have
Maybe
the perfect
burning
plan.
hands.
Oh,
No, nothing. So
or I could just throw them into the fire.
I'd rather light them afire a different way, if you catch my drift.
Oh God.
My lady, Gravica, I have a plan. Should you want to wake these ruffians up?
They're not ruffians, they're soldiers.
I simply want the information from them. I don't need to beat it out of them.
No, nothing like that. Something to make them a little more alert from their sleeping.
I will hear you
User
out.
disconnected from your channel.
Okay. You must
Hope you
trust
guys
me
are
on this.
enjoying the game. This is really fun.
And
Yes?
so, I turn around to the guards,
User
I
entered your
point
channel.
my hand at them, and I will use ghost sound to imitate the sound of an air horn into their ear.
From outside or inside?
From inside.
Now, how loud? This ghost sound would pretty much startle everyone in the bar, right? Well, everyone in the line, the Pride Inn, right? I think it would. Ghost sounds, or is it just for one person in particular?
Just for that table.
You make me spill my ale, gnome. There's gonna be trouble.
Let me look at something real quick. I need to.
Can
read ghost sound.
can I focus the spell?
Let's see. You create a volume of sound that rises, succeeds, approaches at a fixed place. No.
The fixed place will be at the center of the table.
Talking, singing, shouting, walking, marching, running sounds, all kinds of sound. That's pretty sweet.
I want to make the sound of an air horn in the middle of their table. That would only startle those guys.
Okay. Alright, so you cast your ghost sound. These guys get up, stand up at attention. You can see that they're kind of wobbling around a little bit. And they grab their weapons, they sheathe their swords, and they start to stumble out the door. And it looks like they're falling into marching order outside of the bar. Well, actually, out of the Lion's Pride Inn, actually. Looks like they're all outside, standing at attention now, and you can see that they're, saluting and putting their arms up to their chests, and they're all saying, "For the Alliance!" And they're all just standing there.
I'm going to continue by getting down from my stool, walking behind these, and then go, "At ease, gentlemen."
Oh, they go to ease. And then they're turning around, and they don't see anything. Oh, and then they look down.
I kind of chuckle at them, and I say, "My friend wants a word with you."
Your friend? Who's your friend?
Good sirs,
How-
good sirs.
Where in the hell did that horn come from?
I point to the dangerous woman and say, "She did it."
Don't mind my friend here. He is only just a bit silly, short. You know how they are. At any rate, I was just seeing if you've heard any news from the Stone Cairn Lake lately. Have you wandered over to the Eastvale logging camp recently, sirs?
We're just passing through. We're actually just leaving Stormwind. We were told we needed to report in Westfall. and unfortunately, all of the griffins are taken from Stormwind and being used currently. So we're having to basically hike it.
The Defias. Actually, could you run a note to the leagues out there if you're headed that way already?
Sure, little lady.
Fabulous.
What are you doing fighting in the army?
My friend, I will tell you, she is quite the dangerous one. She can handle a sword as best as any I have seen.
Well, I don't doubt your word.
Is
That
it
wasn't
possible to
my
brandish
intention.
my sickle and perhaps do some wonderful moves to impress them?
Sure, you can do that. That would be great. You can give me an acrobatics check. Actually, you could do some like somersaults and fancy stuff like that. I think acrobatics is in. Yeah, it is. No, it would be not acrobatics. Holy crap! Oh, these skills in 3.5 are great. Let's see. Let's go with a.
Tumble?
Yeah, you can give me a tumble check. That sounds good. I was going to say either tumble or balance or something like that. Yeah, let's go with tumble. So you tumble around a couple seconds and you're swinging your sickle around and he goes, that's pretty good. I've seen better.
And then suddenly, I'm going to help you with your display. If you make a combat maneuver in their direction, then I will use Mage Hand to make it look as if she summoned these hands right forth out in front of them, without them looking at me.
Now do what now? You wanted to do mage hands?
I'm
with
going to use Mage Hand to add to her display, as if she summoned the Mage Hands with the awesomeness of her moves.
what? Oh, so you're basically going to be hiding behind these guys that are all falling in line and. Oh, okay,
Yes.
I gotcha. Yeah, you can do that, sure. Couple
I'll
mage
go
hands
along
come
with
out.
it.
Yeah.
Garn's in the doorway of the inn, just kind of leaning up against the kind of side of the door, just shaking his head at these two.
You now look more awesome.
Smoking a pipe, kind of, with your legs
Yeah, pretty
crossed,
much.
kind of
What
leaning
the
up against it. Yeah.
hell?
Nice. He goes, pretty impressive though, but still, I think I've seen better.
Well, are you going to send my message out to Westfall or not, boys?
We'll take your message.
I'll hand him a piece of parchment, something spare I've got on me, and just has the message: the Shadow Hunter has returned.
Okay. So another guy comes out and falls in line with him as well, and it looks like he's adjusting his armor a little bit, and he's probably in the outhouse or something. So he falls in as well, and they basically one walks back in, goes and gets his helm, and they said that they're pretty much off now, and they're starting to stagger down the road. Looks like they're going to be heading towards Westfall.
I glance over
is
at
gonna
my
be great.
companion and say, well, that wasn't very helpful, but it did liven up the morning. But I think the dwarf is ready to go.
Well, you see, what's life without a little bit of fun and entertainment? Why do you tolerators always have to be so miserable?
I can just imagine the rogue out there just tumbling around, slashing the sickle around. Oh my gosh, it's great.
The fun will begin when we find these Merlocks.
I
Let's
bet.
go, guys.
Can't wait. So I guess you guys are going to get back in, finish eating, and so when you guys get back in, Toby hands you a piece of paper, and he told you, "Oh, that was very nice of you to pick up the tab of the gentleman over at the other table."
I'm out of here. I'm walking.
Everyone looks at Caravicus and smiles.
Oh, Caravicus, I love it.
My character has already disappeared before the paper hits the table.
Yeah, just throw that on McBride's tab. He said he's got it.
Oh, okay. We'll put it on Dughan's tab. He won't mind. All right, so what do you guys want to do? You guys want to head out to the lake?
Before we
Or what
go,
would you like to do?
He said, going back to our quest, he said that there's trouble over there, but did he elaborate exactly like what the Merlocks are doing, what to expect?
Well, basically, this is what's been happening. The Merlocks have basically been confined to just the lake. Now, they left the logging camp alone, and it was basically sort of like a mutual thing. They were on the island for the most part, and the logging camp never really had any problems. Well, now that there's no military presence here, the Merlocks have now gone across the lake and started setting up camps along the shore, and therefore starting to, take supplies from the logging camp, torment the people. Several of the loggers and miners of the area have been actually come up missing as well. So that's pretty much the problem that they're having, and this has only happened, since the presence has left Elwyn Forest and gone to Westfall.
Do they have a leader of sorts, or?
Well, Marshal. The Marshal tells you that Dughan tells you that King Merle is pretty much the only head authority of the Merlocks, but he doesn't think that, the king is the king of all Merlocks. That's just the way that the Merlocks associate themselves with their hierarchy. But he knows that it's a King Merle. But other than that, it's Merle's not there at the lake. This is just one of his little Merlock tribes.
Okay.
And yes, King Merle is actually a real Merlock. And wow, I remember King Merle.
Okay,
So
guys, do we head to the lake, or do we head to the logging camp first?
before we go, I want to inquire about something about my character.
Sure.
What kind of ranged weapons can you use?
You have spells basically for ranged weapons, and I believe you have the 0 level spells that you have. Let me look real quick.
None of the 0 level spells are like missiles or anything.
Well, then that would be first level spells, and let's see. You've used a couple mage hands, so.
I mean for if and when I run out of spells to cast, I would like an alternative.
Yeah, you still have three magic missiles. Well, 3 arcane missiles or burning hands. So
We're gonna run out of spells before we get in a fight. It's like.
Let's see. Yeah, you still got 3. You still have 3 arcane missiles and a couple 0 levels left, because I know you've used 2 mage hands, which is really no big deal. But you have I think you have a dagger, right?
I have a dagger.
Yeah, you can
Well,
throw it. We'll say you have a whole belt full of daggers. How about that? And you can just throw them.
Can my character not use a short bow?
Sure, we'll say you got a short bow too.
Excellent.
I'm easy. So
you see this gnome with a short bow that's the same size as him.
All of a sudden, you turn your head, and now the gnome mysteriously has a bow on his back now.
So I think it's about time we go fillet some and see if they taste good.
Huh? Ling, you're quite a sick woman.
Let us proceed east on the road. We'll pass near the Eastvale Logging Company and perhaps stop there, or, if quiet, continue to Stuntcairn Lake.
Alright, so I'm looking at one more thing of... actually, that's... Alright. Damage on the short bow, I'll have to look it up. I think it's probably 1d6, so... That's what I'm thinking it is, probably.
I think it is.
Short bow, small D4, medium D6.
Oh, and here's one more